Welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, April 17th, and the MLB, our four favorite picks are on the way. As always, it's Austin joined by Logan recapping a winning day. We certainly will take that. Let's talk about it. We had the Braves and Blue Jays under 4.5 first five. So glad I ran it back. There was a big one run. We'd love to see that. Bubich probably should have been a sweat-free winner. The Yankees tagged him, but we had to wait until the sixth inning, but he cashed that one. Another sweat-free winner, the A's, White Sox raced to six neither. The under in that game smacked as well. Our losers, a little bit stung a little bit. We had the over in the Cubs Padres game. Luis Ariz, he had bases loaded. If he gets us a hit, we cash there. And the Mookie Betts goes 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Painful. But either way, hey, Logan and I are not going to complain about a 3-2 day. We know the season has been up and off to the greatest start. We got a lot of baseball left in us this season. And hopefully we can have a 4-0 day today. We got a bunch of early starts. So depending on when you're watching this, there might be some of these games that have already, had the first pitch go off. So again, let's have a good day. We have 4 picks, a couple plus money winners, hopefully. And Logan is going to lead off with a plus money winner. He's going to lead things off. Logan, where's your first pick of the day? Where are you going?
Yeah, you mentioned the plus money today. I do really like the card, and I like the value that we're getting. Now, this one's a first 5 total. Taking the Guardians and Orioles, first 5 under 4.5, plus 105 odds on Bet 365 is your best value there. Yesterday, these two teams scored 5 on the dot through 5. If you had this exact line, it was cooked. The Orioles ran up the runs late game as well. So yesterday, the over hit 2. I don't know a lot of people besides me waking up and saying, there's not going to be runs in this game. But I really don't see runs early. If they want to come in the bullpens, they can do that. Let's talk about these starters. Tomoyuki Sugano starts for the Orioles, 3.86 ERA, 1.57 whip. Sugano has a 2.5 earned run line. Plus 115 on the over is what I've been seeing. So it's like really good plus money on Sugano to go over his earned runs, which if you told me he gives us just 2, only allows 2 or less, I'd feel great about this pick because he's the more suspect of the 2 pitchers because we've seen less sample size of him. This is also his second home start since his first start of the season. That was a home start and it wasn't great against the Blue Jays. His game log's kind of weird. It's like I don't know how exactly good he is. I think he'll be better than what we've seen, but he's faced the Blue Jays twice and they got to him. And he had a good start against the Royals. But the Guardians have been hitting terrible versus righties this season. 23rd in batting average, just hitting 224. Also, this Guardians team, they're kind of unrecognizable because they don't really hit with runners in scoring position. 27th in batting average with runners in scoring position, hitting 189. So it's stats like that really lead me towards an under in this one. Also, the fact they've never seen this guy too, that always helps at least the first few times through the order. They don't know what to expect exactly. So I think Sugano holds down that Guardians offense, which again, I think is underperformed as a whole. And then on the other side is Tanner Bybee starting for the Guardians, 4.4 ERA, 1.47 whip. Bybee's been great with men on. That's the type of pitcher he is. When there's runners on base, he doesn't shrink in the moment. He's fine pitching out of the stretch. With runners in scoring position, knock on wood, has not allowed a hit. With men on, 191 batting average. All those are great evidence. If he does get a little bit of base traffic, he knows how to pitch his way out of jams. Orioles just hitting 242 against righties and 17th in batting average with runners in scoring position. This Orioles team, kind of similar to the Guardians. Last year, they were wagons with runners in scoring position. This year, I don't think either of these teams are as good, at least to start in April. So again, I really do like the first 5 under 4.5 as my first pick. Austin, what you rolling with?
Yeah, Logan, I have a pitcher prop, and I really like this one, but I do have to put a note out there. This is an early start. Let's hope it builds up the bankroll early on in the day, and it is going to go out to Miami, where I'm actually backing the other pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, over 1.5 earned runs. Now, this bumped from minus 130 to minus 135. I'll still play it there. I probably wouldn't play it any higher than minus 145, maybe. But I do think Eduardo Rodriguez goes into Miami and gives up a couple earned runs. Now, I'll be honest, I actually almost backed the Marlins on the money line or back their full game team total, which is 3.5. But at the end of the day, I'd rather trust them. I think if they're going to score and get the 4 runs or win this game, it probably comes off of scoring a couple against the D-back starter. Now, when you look at Eduardo Rodriguez, he's kind of struggled at the gate, been pitching better than last year, but still, so far this season, he's over in all 3 games, allowing 3, 4, and 2 earned runs. And this season, the Marlins have been batting pretty decently against lefties, hitting 283 with a 113 WRC plus, good for 3rd best batting average, 6th best or WRC plus in the majors. So they've been good against lefties. They are coming off losing the first 2 games of the series. They've been I think they're 8-9 on the season. So they've been a pretty decent ball club. I don't see them wanting to get swept here, even though they will be on the road, I believe, going to Philly for tomorrow's series. So I don't think they want to leave this home stretch going on getting swept. I think they'll come out here, have some competitive ABs, which is all we're asking. And they've done well against lefties. They faced 4 lefty starters. They scored 2, 1, 2, and 3 earned runs. Last year, Eduardo Rodriguez struggled with runners in scoring position. That's kind of what this will come down to. Last year, he gave up a 283 batting average. This season, he's right around 267. So, look, I see the Marlins coming out here, competing, having some competitive at bats, hopefully putting the ball in play, and hopefully they can get something going for us. We saw, all it takes is 1 base runner and a home run. Simple as that. I think Eduardo Rodriguez has a earned run. His outs line is in the 17.5 range. So you could go to the first 5 team total, which is 1.5, but I think you're honestly paying more juice on that than you are on Eduardo Rodriguez earned runs. Let's hope there's not an unearned run in there, but I really do think the Marlins can at least get 2 off of him. So first play of the day, Eduardo Rodriguez, the D-back starter, over 1.5 earned runs. One of my favorite props of the day. I have another player prop, a strikeout prop, but I'll wait to save that for next. Logan's got an underdog money line. Logan, who's winning today?
Yeah, it's again like your pick. This one's in the early window. Taking the Washington Nationals on the money line plus excuse me, plus 110 odds on DraftKings is your best value there. Nationals are looking for a series split versus the Pirates because they didn't look good yesterday, but I think they get this win here. I think a lot of people overlooking this one in that early slate, just kind of penciling in the Pirates to go out and win. I don't see it that way. I think this one's going to be a sneaky Nats spot. Let's talk about who they're facing today. Andrew Heaney starts for the Pirates, 3 ERA, 0.89 WHIP. I mean, it's the Andrew Heaney experience. I think he's going to go out and he's going to have good starts. He's also going to have bad starts. Second lefty that the Nats are seeing back-to-back. They just got cooked by Bailey Falter, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits for Falter yesterday. So logic in your brain says, well, surely Andrew Heaney cooks him as well. They're 2 different pitching styles. Bailey Falter's point of attack is different than Andrew Heaney. Bailey Falter just gets you to roll over on soft contact ground ball outs. The fact that he only had 2 strikeouts in 7 innings tells you a whole lot. But Heaney fills up the zone. He does rely a lot on deception. So if the Nats come up to the plate patient, they're going to get Heaney to walk them. And he also does give up sharp contact. We know the type of pitcher Heaney is in his career. The book is out on him. How he's starting this year is better than average, but again, he will regress. Nats 19th in batting average versus lefties. Not the best offense at all. This is why we're getting a nice plus value price. We're noting, Pirates are minus 120 on some other books. I think the Nats take care of business against Heaney. And then on the other side, Trevor Williams starts for the Nats, 7.36 ERA, 1.77 WHIP. Trevor Williams hitting the classic regression spot because last year I think he overperformed. This year he's coming back down to earth. But again, he's due for a bounce back start in this spot. His expected ERA, you look at the expected numbers, pretty solid, 3.52 expected ERA. His hard hit percentage and his barrel percentage are still great, and that's the type of pitcher Trevor Williams is. He's a pitch to contact guy, soft contact ground ball outs. If he's efficient today, he could give the Nats 6 innings pitch, no problem. I think he does that today against the Pirates offense that, again, day to day, you don't know what you're getting. If you tell me you do, you're a liar. Then we go to the bullpens. Nats, 30th in bullpen ERA. Pirates, 9th in bullpen ERA. Obviously, an advantage there for the Pirates. Nationals bullpen have been bad most of the year. But again, I think Trevor Williams gives them enough to where the bullpen's not really a suspect factor. So I do think that the Nationals do get this win. And at this plus value price, I'll take a shot on it. Love it as an early day kind of. We'll see. Set the tone of the day because if we can cash that, I'd feel really good. But Austin, you got another kind of mix. What you rolling with?
Yeah, I love the Nats, and they got their guy, Kyle Finnegan, arguably their best reliever, ready to go. He did not pitch yesterday. So let's hope he can come in and shut things down for the Nats, and they can win in that early window, as well as that Erod prop. Those are 2 that start right around noon or right between noon to 1. My final play of the day, we'll wrap with a video with a 2-leg parlay. There's a very easy pivot here. It just was a little bit more juice than I was willing to drink, and that is going to be this one, and it's going to be Will Warren under 5.5 Ks, and the Angels and Rangers both to score in the first 7. Now, this is minus 114 on DraftKings. Now, something tough about the MLB, which is why I feel like betting it can be really tough compared to where I feel like my services are best in the NBA, is it's hard to find a thing that you feel pretty good about reducing some juice on a play, because Will Warren's under in strikeouts is minus 155. And while I think that easily hits, it's hard. I don't really want to lay minus 155 on a play. Unlike the NBA, where I can say, hey, I think a guy makes 1 3-pointer, you kind of have to pivot and find some things where MLB can be very high variance sport. However, I do think there's runs in the Angels and Rangers game. If we lose there, I might just go forward, just laying a little, maybe laying the minus 155. But I think there's runs there, and I won't talk about that one a ton. But you have Jack Kochanowicz taking on Kumar Rocker, and he has struggled. Both these two guys give up their fair share of hits. I'm pretty confident after yesterday when the total was 9.5, there was nothing. Today it's back to 9.5. I think there's runs today. Rocker has really struggled. He's not missing bats. And Kochanowicz, literally his job is not to miss bats. So I look at both those two guys. They should give up 1 run at least through 7 innings. I like that to reduce the juice on Will Warren's under in Ks. That is his strikeouts. Now, to start with, we need to go under 5.5. If you look at his outs line, it's in at 15.5. So they don't have high expectations of him going further than the 5th inning. So him to convert 6 of his projected 15 outs, going to be tough to get those all strikeouts. And we've talked about the Rays so far this season. They've been pretty stingy towards strikeouts. Now, as for Warren, he's had 4, 5, and 6, so under in 2 of 3 starts. And Tampa will be one of the tougher matchups he's faced. They own a 20% K rate to righties this season, good for 11th lowest. They also own a 130 WRC plus against righties, which is the 4th highest. So they've tagged a good amount of right-handed pitchers they've seen. And as we've seen, only 2 righty starters to face the Rays have gone over this line. First one, Paul Skeens. He had 6. We took the under with Jacob deGrom on the mound. He only had 3. Then AJ Smith-Shawver out of nowhere spawned in with like 7 Ks. He's actually the one with the most. So I look at this as a spot where we see Will Warren come on the road into Tampa, struggle a little bit against the Rays. Offense has been good against righties, but also sucked yesterday. Did face a lefty. I think that the Rays offense shows up. Chase Will Warren out of here. Let's hope he doesn't somehow manage to get to 6 strikeouts, and then we hope for some runs in that Rangers and Angels game. I love this little 2-leg parlay. If you're looking at where to find it, you'll be able to go to the DraftKings tab. They have the under, I believe, innings props. You scroll down, you get both 1, both 2, both 3 in the first 7. You could do it in the first 5, but I'd rather buy a couple extra innings in case we need it. Hopefully we don't. Let's get it done in the first inning for all I care. So I really like this 2-leg parlay. Will Warren under 5.5 Ks, and the Angels and Rangers both to score in the first 7. So those are our 4 picks. I'll recap them, and then we'll get on out of here. Guardians, Orioles, first 5 under 4.5. Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez over 1.5 earned runs. Nationals on the money line, and Will Warren under Ks. Angels, Rangers both 1+ in the first 7. Those are our picks. I have no hit parlay for you all today. Maybe those return tomorrow where Mookie Betts plays again. I think he faces Jacob deGrom. 100% he gets a hit. So if you want a free leg of your parlay tomorrow, it's Mookie Betts. He's getting you a hit. But either way, those are our 4 picks. Let's have a great day, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow. Hopefully with the brooms out. We're certainly overdue one of those. We'll see you guys then. Catch you later. Austin Logan signing out. Peace.